Hey guys, this is Mel, and I am here to talk about Lost Girl episode 513, titled Family Portrait, which premiered October 4th, 2015. And I gotta say, guys, that was a very surprising, I don't even know what to say about it. I'm still reeling over what happened in this episode. So much has happened, and I really wanted to record this and get the video posted as soon as possible, despite the fact that it is almost 2 in the morning for me right now. So let's get started within 10-minute clock again, as usual. So let's start. First things first, what did we learn in the episode? We learned a lot of history about the Great War, which was the one that Trick used his blood to write up a more peaceful ending. And with that, we got the history between Hades and Aoife, Bo's parents. And surprise, we got to learn that Aoife is still alive, so we got to learn more about what has happened between now and when we last saw her, I believe in season 3. And we definitely got to learn more about Hades' powers, and it turns out he can change his shape, and I believe he can only change the shape of those he shares blood with. So in this case, he can change the shape of Bo, which is reveals another thing. So I am actually going to jump into the most shocking moment of the episode, which has to be a tie for me. And so brace yourselves, spoiler alert. Well, if you're watching this now, I'm assuming you've already watched the episode. So if you haven't, well, you're ruining it for yourself. If you're watching this before you watch, you should really watch the episode first. So anyways, most shocking moment number 1 would have to be the reveal with Tamsin actually she did not sleep with Bo at the end of the previous episode. Turns out she slept with Hades, who was impersonating Bo, and because of that, it turns out that she is in fact pregnant. Surprise, surprise indeed. But it definitely wasn't a flicker of light that we saw in the previous episode with Bo's face changing slightly when she was kissing Tamsin, because in fact it was Hades. So there's that. Shout out to Allison Fellows, who confirmed my seeing things in the previous video, so thanks for that. So that was a surprise. And the second shocking moment would have to be the deaths of this episode, and they are in the form of Trick and Aoife. It seems that he's basically killed off the maternal lineage to Bo, leaving only himself as the sole family she has left. Which, the way he did it was very brutal, very dramatic, and yeah, I don't really know how she's gonna get through this, especially after the whole doubting her loyalties with Trick and stuff like that. It's very sad, and I kind of saw it coming when it was Trick against Hades, but it's like, you don't really want it to happen, and yet it did, and with it being the final season, anything goes, right? So on to the top 3 favorite moments. First one would have to be the backstory that we got about Bo's family, mainly with Hades, Aoife, and Trick. Mainly Bo's parents, but it was great to actually get confirmation of what has happened instead of the he says, she says type thing that we've been getting for the last 5 seasons. Second favorite moment would have to be Trick finally fighting for his daughter and trying to make things right with her. It was great to actually see it for ourselves, that he's actually making an effort and that she is responding to that. So it was great as their final episodes that we got to see that. And third favorite moment would have to be, despite the confusion and the dysfunction behind it, I did like the idea of a family dinner between Bo, Hades, and Aoife. It's like, I don't know, I figure that for Bo, it's like something growing up she'd always hoped to experience, just without all the dysfunction, but you can't pick and choose. But apparently dinner wasn't what she wanted, and all she got was confusion instead of answers. So I did like the idea behind it, though. So the top 3 peeved moments for me would be, the first one has to be Tamsin's pregnancy, only because the logistics behind it. I mean, I don't understand how Tamsin could get pregnant by Hades when he is impersonating Bo. Pretty sure Tamsin would know if Hades had switched between being a lookalike to his daughter and being himself. So, don't know how it got past Tamsin, but I guess we'll find out. Second moment would have to be the second guessing on what is true and what is not true throughout the whole episode. I mean, throughout the whole time, I can't even trust what was being said or how we're supposed to interpret what we're being told. And it definitely made me feel like Bo in the moment, because I was so confused on whether Hades or Ava were telling the truth, or if I'm supposed to take Trick's version of what happened, or vice versa. It was just very tug of war on my emotions and stuff like that. So there's that. A third moment would have to be Ava's return. I mean, I like Ava, but it's a shame that we learn that Ava is in fact alive, and we get to see her in this episode only for her to get killed at the end. I mean, I get why it had to be done, but it's a shame that it had to be done in the very episode we get her back. So, let's move to random questions. I actually only have 2. So, first one would be, the main one would be, the very end of the episode, we have Dyson finding a dead Trick and a dead Ava, and then he finds a Bo just sitting beside them, and she's kind of comatose. So, I'm wondering, my question would be, why is she kind of frozen like that? Is it because of Trick and Ava being dead, or did Hades do something to her? And if she's frozen, does it have to do with Hades, like I said, or does it have to do with the blood that's smeared on her chest where Hades' handprint used to be? Because it definitely left on a cliffhanger note in regards to Bo in that sense. And second question would have to be Tamsin. Is she molting, aka losing her hair, because she's dying, like she said before, or is it because she's pregnant? I hope we get answers to that later, but let's move on to predictions. First prediction would have to be Tamsin's pregnancy. Well, I think it will be a rapid one. Whether that's a Valkyrie thing or if it's because it's Hades' offspring that she's carrying. I don't know what the reason is, but because of the fact that she's already showing, or the fact that there's also actually a fetus showing up on the ultrasound, it seems that while it's only maybe been like a few days since they slept together, it looks like it's going to be a rapid pregnancy. So I'm worried about how Tamsin's going to come out of that, but she definitely shows mixed feelings about the whole thing. On the one hand, she's looked like she was elated to have a child, but then on the other hand, she's horrified that Hades is the father. So technically, she's going to be the mother of Bo's half-sibling. Crazy drama right there. Second prediction, I am hoping that Bo is going to avenge Trick and Ava, and I definitely don't see her siding with Hades anytime soon, especially after he killed them. I mean, how could she side with him after that, unless she decides to do a Trojan horse thing and side with him and then turn on him when she's into his plans and stuff like that. I don't know, but I definitely think Bo is going to have a one-track mind to get back at Hades. And third prediction has to deal with Lauren's medical issues. Now, it was mentioned in this episode that Lauren was back to being a human, but she didn't show any problems. But I can't believe that just taking the cure fixed all the symptoms she was getting while still being Fae. So either they have to deal with that in the next coming episodes, like in a side comment, or they're really going to have to show that taking the cure did basically revert Lauren back to her former health status. But then there's also the having to cure Evany too. Like, Lauren was meant to be the test subject, so she's got to really see if it worked for her, then it may work for Evany. So That's all I have to say with time to spare. So if you have, pause that if you guys have any more comments of your own about the episode. I'd love to hear about it. What do you think about what was revealed in the episode? First off, what do you think of the deaths? Do you think it was premature? Do you think it should have happened at all? Do you think it's going to be the driving force to push Bo to fight harder? And I guess just any thoughts really, and your own predictions about what's going to happen in the final episodes for Lost Girl would be great, and I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And until next week, when the new episode comes, you can check out my other videos, catch up if you haven't done so already. If not, then I guess we're going to wait it out together. And until next time, like this video, again, subscribe to my channel, check out the other stuff I have posted, and share this with all your fellow fans of Lost Girl. Help spread the word. And so until next time, this is Mel wishing you all a fantastic day wherever you are. Bye bye for now.